Hey everybody, it's Kate. Got a really cool training for you today. Let me just fix this. Let me know who's here. Let me know you can hear me before I dive in. I always want to make sure that technology is being my friend. So let's see. Let me know you are here. Let me know where you are. Let me know if you have beautiful weather like we do here in Boston today. We actually have really, really nice weather today. Let's see. So let's see. If you are here, just let me know. Okay, Lynn, thank you. You can hear me. Cheryl, hello, everybody. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Isabel. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Heidi. So, hi, everybody. I always want to make sure that the sound is good. So, got some really cool training to share with all of you guys today. Happy to be here, even on this gorgeous day. Oh, Heidi, thank you for the little emoticon. So, anyways, I got some really cool, fun training today. I'm going to be teaching you the 25 do's and don'ts. So we're talking about this today, and I'll share with you how you can get one of these beautiful infographics. Oh wow, Isabel, you are in Peru and the weather is beautiful. Oh, I bet it is stunning there right now. So thank you for joining us. So I've got really great training for all of you today. I've also got a couple of bonuses I'm going to share with you because we're talking about the 25 do's and don'ts for sales conversations. And this is actually part 2. I did last week. I did part 1, and it seemed to be really great. I'm still getting comments from people telling me how much they enjoyed it. So I am setting the intention for today to be just as great. How's that? So let's see. I'm going to take a sip of water. So let me just introduce myself to all of you in case you're just hearing me for the first time. I know some of you have worked with me, and thank you guys for the hearts and the likes and the love. I will share before I dive into anything. When you're doing one of these trainings over Facebook Live, it's really, really nice to see likes and hearts and shares because I speak all over the place, and then I can see when I'm in front of you guys, I can see your faces. So whether it's at one of my events or it's a retreat or I'm from stage, I can see your faces. I can see when you get it, when you don't get it. But when you're just talking over Facebook Live, you don't get that interaction. So please do the likes, do the hearts, and if you've got questions, please post them, and I'll circle around at the end and answer all your questions. So I appreciate that because when I'm seeing the hearts and likes, I know yeah, they're totally getting it. So for those of you, and Callie's here too, but I'm gonna put her down. There's my girl. She got a new haircut. Isn't she pretty? So anyways, put her down. She's had enough marketing and training for the day. So for those of you who are already part of my community, welcome. You know a bit about me. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, I just want to take a minute and just explain who I am, share with you that, and teach you so that way you know why I'm even here talking about sales conversations with all of you. So before I became an entrepreneur, I was a business development executive. And basically, you have to understand, I'm technically kind of a shy, quiet introvert. And the way sales and business development work is that you have to go out and sell if you want to eat. That's just really how it works. And as a shy introvert, that is quite alarming, just to be really, really honest. It might sound like, oh, that's fine, but when you actually have to go do it, it's not so fun. And so I had to learn how to do it in a way that felt really good, really authentic to me. And understand, I did it for about 16 years. So not that was that long ago, but still technically it was a while ago. And nobody was really talking or teaching mindset to the extent they are today. So I had to kind of find my own way of doing it in a way that felt really good. Because I'm not one of these let me sell you anything. I've worked with people like that who could sell snow to an Eskimo. That's just not my style. I had to find a way that felt really good. And as a result, I was able to, continuously exceed my sales goals, as well as keep my clients, for some of them for the entire 16 years. Now, what was interesting is when I first started doing this, and started doing sales and business development, what they do is, and some of you may have experienced it, they kind of put you on kind of a salary for the first year. And the idea is that they want you to get comfortable with themselves, with the company, the product, the selling process, and all that. And that's so you've got some money to live. They don't pay you a lot, but at least you've got some money coming in. And then the point is, you learn how to sell their stuff, and then you get kicked off, at usually around a year. And I found I got so good at it that I actually got myself, I requested to be kicked off about 8-9 months in, because I realized I could make a whole lot more money from commission than what they were paying me. And so I really learned how to master sales conversations. And then as an entrepreneur, I thought, okay, this is going to be easy peasy. I already know how to sell. And I will share with you that selling yourself is in your own stuff, your own services, the things that are really, you really believe in your heart, is very, very different than selling someone else's widgets. So I had to really learn and try and hire mentors and figure out what worked and what didn't work, because I'm the type of person who likes to eat several times a day. So does Callie, who you just met. And you have to make money. You have to make money to pay for all that. So I really had to learn how to do that. And as a result, I was able to, it wasn't easy, but I did figure it out. And I'm going to share some of that with you as we're going along today. But I had to figure it out. And as a result, I could, I hit 6 figures at the beginning of year 2, and continued to have my business climb. I've had all sorts of successes, a best-selling book a few years ago. My new book, oops, I'll show you, it just came out. It's on Amazon, Go or Don't Go. Spoken on stages all across North America. I work with amazing clients. And this year I'm heading off on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise, unplugged. I have a really, really nice life and business and a phenomenal team. So I'm feeling really good about where I am. And what I've learned is that, yes, it's great that I know how to sell, but what I found, I have this really, really great talent of teaching other people how to sell. And it doesn't matter whether you are, you came from a sales background like I did, and you're just finding it difficult now to sell yourself and your own stuff, or whether you really just don't like sales. I found I've been successful with both types of personalities. And so that's what I'm excited to share with you. So on today's training, we're gonna, I don't know how long we'll be here for, less than an hour, because I've got places to go and you do too. And as I know from neuroscience that I'm pulling into my work now, is that I can't keep you too long, or you'll be looking all over the place and not taking it all in. So whenever I teach something like this, whether it's, from stage, whether it's interview, however, I always set a few intentions. And the first I always set is to give you the content you came for. So today I'm going to be teaching you 25 do's and don'ts. Last week I focused in on the first half, which is this side, and I focused in on the do's. Today I'm going to focus in on the don'ts. Okay, so that just so you understand, that's what I'm teaching today. The 12 don'ts, what not to do in a sales conversation, because I will bet you're doing some of them. So that's what I'm going to focus in on today. I'm also going, as you're here, you can see you're part of a larger community, and I like to connect like-minded people. So that's my second intention. Third is to open up the doors of possibilities. So the first is by making you more comfortable with the sales process, that you start saying hey, maybe this is something I can actually do in my business and be successful at it. And also by opening up the doors of possibilities, the thing I do know is that when you're able to actually increase and feel confident with doing this, that you can really bring into your life whatever you want. And it just opens up so much more into your life and into your business. And the last intention I have for you today is, since we're only together for a short time, and there is so much more that is involved with the sales process, I am extending an invitation to you to join me at conversationstoclientslive.com. That's conversationstoclientslive.com. You can check out the sales page anytime, and go ahead and register for my upcoming event in June, where I dive in really deep into the sales process, talking about the strategies as well as the key mindset. And I'll tell you more about that later. But again, that's just to help, for those of you interested, go into deeper into this. So if you're just joining me, please say hello and put my glasses on. Say hi to everybody. Oh, you're Heidi, you're reading my book on the plane. Well, you have to let me know, and please do a testimonial, or not testimonial, what do they call it? A review on Amazon. Let me know what you think. And hi, Christina. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Kayleen and Ray, Anthony, and Eleanor, and Becky and Sandy. So hello, everybody. Mitzi. Excited to have all you here. And so I also have a special bonus for live listeners. And if you didn't get this last week, what you want to do, I just want to make sure I'm giving you the URL. It's the correct one, katebeaters.com/info25DD. That's katebeaters.com/info25DD. And so I'm going to see, excuse me. So what this is what I'm reviewing with you today. And what'll happen is you'll go to a page, you put your name, your email. Within a minute or so, you will get an email that has the downloadable version of this. I thought that my web designer, Michelle, did such a fantastic job making it look so pretty that I actually brought mine to Staples and had it laminated for a couple of bucks. So you can see, that way I can't lose it. It's always there in front of me. And Michelle just posted the URL. Thank you, Michelle. And again, it's katebeaters.com/info25DD. And then you can get your own copy. Like I said, this is really handy because otherwise, you might just either look at it online or print up a piece of paper, but then you kind of lose it. So thank you for the hearts. Yeah, if this is a good idea. If you like it, please do hearts, likes, all that kind of stuff, and all that. I appreciate that. So I believe that the fastest way to get from one point to the other is straight line. And so I know there's all sorts of stuff out there. There's do this thing, there's do that, do a new logo, do a new website, do a webinar, do this thing, do that thing. And all those things are great, but the thing is ultimately, you always have to learn how to sell. And so what I teach and what I'm teaching you today, you can use it whether it's a direct conversation, one-on-one. You can use it if you are like me, where you speak from stage a lot. You can also use it for for online, because if you ultimately, whether you're selling for people directly or not, you have to know how to convert people. You have to, because otherwise, even if you do have a really, really fancy website or fancy this or fancy that, ultimately you have to know how to talk to them. You have to know how to talk to them and how to get them to say like yes, and to feel really, really excited. They might be a little bit scared, because often that happens, especially if it's a bit of a bigger investment. They can be a little bit scared. You're getting them out of your comfort zone, but ultimately it's because whatever you're doing is cool, whatever the heck that might be. And Isabel, thank you for the hearts on there. I just saw it, so thank you. So anyway, so let's dive into all this. And so what we're going to do, I've got my notes here too, because I reviewed and put things together. So here are my notes. So again, if you're just joining us, say hello, and also please do likes and hearts and all that if something is resonating. And to get your own copy of this, it's katebeaters.com/info25DD. And I do have another special bonus for all of you too. So stay tuned. I'm going to share that in a little bit. So we're going to start with number 13. And number 13 is so this is a don't hold a conversation in a restaurant, coffee shop, or something like that, but etc. because the puck's only out so much. So when I was in corporate, we did stuff like this. We'd say, oh, meet us here at this restaurant or this or that. I find as entrepreneurs, it's not necessarily the best place to do it. And the reason is that, and I understand I did all this, so most of these things are all my mistakes, either my mistakes that I had to learn how to fix, or things I've seen my clients do. So the reason it's such a bad idea to do that is that there's going to be distractions, right? You're going to be talking to somebody about something, and maybe, you want them to, maybe you're a book coach, or you're, a parenting coach, or you're a business coach like me, or you're a speaker coach, or you're a photographer or videographer, or you're a gardener, whatever the heck it is. And all you want when you're having a serious discussion is the waitress to come up and say, or waiter, and you're ready to order, and how's this? Is everything good? Can I get you something else? Or maybe they come and they spill something on you, or spill something on the other person, or there's a child crying nearby. You don't want those distractions. You want just the focus. Also, truthfully, it makes the conversations take way too long. Okay, I'm just going to throw that as a bonus point. It's just way too long. So really, do not do them that way. Don't meet in public places. It's not a good thing. So that's number 13. Number 14 is don't badmouth your competition. All right, and that's because very often people, first of all, I was told when I first became an entrepreneur, well, there is no such thing as competition. And what people are really talking about in our world as entrepreneurs is that we all have our own skill set, and we're either going to attract people who are like-minded or we're not. And that's okay, because the wrong people, bless them and give them to the universe, give them to somebody else. And the thing is, you don't want to badmouth your competition, because things, that, kind of goes around, comes around. And I remember somebody was all set to work with me. It was probably my first year of business, and she happened to talk to somebody else who was also very big in the tapping world. And that person, who'd been doing it a lot longer than me, kind of just basically kind of pushed me down to the ground, without me there, but verbally, like, basically saying that she was the best and all this kind of stuff. And, stuff like that. Well, now we're equals. And it's kind of like, I'm never going to forget that, because that person told me that. And it's just not a nice thing to do. It's such negative energy. So don't, I don't mean you have to sit there and go, wow, that other person's amazing. If you want to say that, say it. But there's no need. It's just bad. It's just not nice or polite to badmouth somebody who's doing the same thing as you. What you can do is, if there's differences, you can always talk about what accentuates you. And then it's, of course, up to that client or customer to say which do they like better. So that's number 14. And again, if you're just joining us late, please do hearts, likes. Let us know that what I'm saying is helping you. Post your questions. I'll come back and answer them. And when I circle back around. Okay. So number 15. Don't offer deals, trades, or discounts. So I'm going to raise both hands. I was really good in the beginning of offering deals, discounts, and trades, because I was so uncomfortable with the selling process. Oh my gosh. Like I was saying in the beginning of this training, I thought this would be so much like oh, it's good, I'm seeing hearts. I thought that this was going to be so much like, what I did in corporate, and it's not. And, when someone looks at you and they say like, oh, that's too much money. I don't know about any of you, but I took it to heart. I felt like they were saying I'm too much money. And so right away it was like, okay, here's a deal, here's a discount, whatever. Now I'm not, every now and then, sometimes you may offer special pricing. And if you do it with an intention, because I have done that and I do that at certain times, if there's an intention, but I'm talking about, don't do what I did in the beginning. And I see so many people doing it where it's just because you're nervous, you don't have the confidence, you don't believe in yourself, and you end up just giving it away. So again, don't do that. Don't do that anymore. So that is number 15. Number 16 is, don't try to be Superman or Superwoman to every prospect. And I remember I was speaking at a networking event, I don't know, maybe my second year of business, and I asked this woman, what does she say when she meets people? And she's like, well, I always ask them, like, what do they need help with? And whatever they say need help with, then I tell them I can do all those things. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Own what you're really good at, right? Instead of, I know it comes down to, and I talk a lot about this at the event, at Conversations to Clients Live, you don't need to be everything to everybody. Gain the confidence of what you really like doing, what you don't like doing, push that away, give that to your competition. But you don't need to help the whole world. Just know what you really, really enjoy. When I first started my business, if you looked at my website, I probably had about 20, it was all really about tapping in the beginning. And I probably had about 25 different things listed on the homepage of things I could help you with. And I had a really, really great web designer who had a solid marketing background. And he said, okay, you guys start narrowing this down. And at first I was like, no, I got to help everybody. But then I realized there were things I just didn't like doing. I helped some people quit smoking. I realized, especially as a former smoker, I didn't like doing it. I didn't like talking about it. I didn't like being around it. So you don't have to say you can cure the world. You can solve the world's problems. Pick what you especially enjoy, what's in your brilliance. Okay, so let's see. So that is number 16. And again, any questions, please post them and I'll come back around and answer them. Okay, so number 17 is don't lie or make false promises, right? I mean, I think we've all had that happen to us where somebody has told us something and it's not true, and it's just that icky feeling. So don't do that. Just own how you're delivering, own how it is. Just be straight about it, because otherwise, it'll just turn into a one-off relationship. And you've never heard that expression. A one-off means someone who just works with you once and that's it. I really love the fact that I've had clients for years, that I get referrals. That's important to me. And so I found when you're straight, you know, it always pays off for you. So that's number 17. Number 18 is huge, 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 huge. Don't be afraid of objections. Now, I know when I talk about objections, and I actually dive in very, very deep at Conversations to Clients Live, when people hear the word objections, they get all, you know, scared and twitchy and all this kind of stuff. So let's be honest. The first objection you're always going to get is about money, right? Raise your hands. Can I get some hearts and likes? I mean, how often do you guys get that, right? I mean, it's all the time. People are nervous around money. So let's just be honest about it. Now, I want to just do a real quick mindset shift with you all. And understand, at the event, I do dive in deep and teach you how to overcome all this stuff. But objections, people get really scared and they think it's like a bad thing. And I want to share it with you is that, oh, thank you guys for all the likes and hearts. Is that it's actually a really good thing, because if someone is not giving you an objection, if you sit there and talk about your program or products or services and they go, okay, thank you, and they just walk away, it means it didn't mean anything to them. But if there's an objection, that means they're trying to figure it out. So if they're concerned about the money in their head, they're trying to figure out, well, how do I make this thing work? If they talk about the time in their head, they're trying to figure it out. If they just go, okay, thank you, you didn't really connect. So an objection is actually a really good thing, because it means there's some interest. And then it's up to you to learn how to overcome that objection. And that kind of leads me up to number 19, which is don't get caught up in your prospect story. So this kind of follows right into objections. So let's say the person says to you, oh, gee, I'd really like to do that, but you know, I've got to watch my kids, and it's, you know, so hard to get a babysitter. So I just can't go to your event because I don't have a babysitter. And so you in turn go like, I know what that's like. You know, it's so difficult to get babysitters. It's almost impossible, you know, to find a good babysitter to watch your kids. Well, you just got caught up in their story, and you just gave them a free pass to not have to do that, because you got caught up in their story. You're like, yeah, high five, man. It is awful. It is horrible. Well, the truth is, if you're so caught up in their story, you're not doing them a favor. All right. You are not doing them a favor by buying into their story. The same thing with the money. If they go like, well, you know, it's just not in my budget. Oh yeah, I know what that's like. I know, I really wanted something else and I didn't have it in my budget too. Well, great, you guys are buddies. That's awesome. But you know, you're not helping them, because the reason that they're talking to you is that they need something that you are offering. They need the results. Oh, Heidi, I'm seeing that. Yep, it's really, really huge for people. And the thing is that we want to create friendship. We want them to like us. So we think by agreeing with them that it's helping them, but it's not. And what you're doing is in essence, you're letting them off the hook. And I know with me that if I let my clients off the hook every time they had an objection, I probably wouldn't have any clients. And for me, I look at the best thing I can do is help them through that objection, right? The best thing I can do, write that down, is help them through an objection. And then whatever they say. But if I just sit there and buy in and say, yep, you're right, and let's sing it, you know, let's sing it loud and proud, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm not helping them. I am not being of service to them. And if you do that with your clients, you're not being of service to them either. So that is along with number 20, don't friend the person. Now, I'm not saying that after you've been working with someone for a while that that you can't become friends with them, right? That's not, but I'm talking about in the sales conversation. It's not about getting them to like you. Write that down too. A sales conversation is not about getting them to like you in terms of liking you like a friend, okay? Because if you just sit there and you're just like arm in arm talking about all your stuff, then, you know, it's not, you're not being of service to them. You are not. It's like sometimes people say like, oh, you know, I want to coach because I want a cheerleader. Well, yeah, I'm going to be your cheerleader, but that's not why my people hire me. Because you can go get a cheerleader anyway. They go because they want someone who's going to be direct, someone who's going to tell them how to do things, someone who's going to maybe sometimes give them a kick in the pants. But it's not just about being their buddy. So understand that. Number 21, and actually let me just take a quick sip. And if you are joining us late, please go to katebeaters.com/info25DD. That's katebeaters.com/info25DD. You can download your very own copy of this. What will happen is you go to a page, ask for your name and email address, put it in, you'll get an email with this to download. I loved it so much that I got it laminated. That's why mine looks like this. Yours won't look like that unless you decide to laminate it. So, okay, so Heidi, yes, it is absolutely a fine line. It's absolutely a fine line. And from experience, you learn how to separate it. Because if you get caught up in their story, you've lost the client. Okay, they gained a friend, and that's okay. That was hard, Callie. Callie just made a funny noise, shaking her collar rather. It's a super fine line. And really, it's come from that place of confidence, because if you're actually able to help them through that, you may get an even better friend, because there's some respect going on there too, as opposed to going like, yeah, I get it, right? Okay, number 21 is making an offer. These are don'ts. Don't make an offer you don't believe in. So I spoke at an event a while ago. I was the main stage speaker, hundreds of entrepreneurs there, and I was actually their only keynote. And when the host made an offer, hardly anybody purchased their offer. I was not allowed to make an offer. I just spoke, and then people came up and talked to me after I got through speaking. I sold well over 6 figures of services. Why did I succeed and they not, when they should have? They had, that person had several days in front of clients, and that's because the person didn't really believe in their offer. So if you make an offer for somebody, something, program, product, or service, and either you don't believe it's good enough, you don't believe it's going to get the person the results, you don't believe that it's the right thing for that person, whatever the heck it might be, if you don't believe in it, or if you just don't feel confident in it, that person's going to sense it. That person will sense it, and they will be resistant to buying. Okay, so you've got to believe in it, whatever the heck it is. And that's why there's all the stuff I teach at Conversations to Clients Live. When you really believe in it, it doesn't make a difference if you're selling something for $4 or $4,000. When you don't believe in it, again, $4, $4,000 doesn't make a difference. You won't get a yes. Marie, the link is katebeaters.com/info25DD. katebeaters.com/info25DD. You'll come to a page, put your name and email. You'll get an email back with the link to download this. Not laminated. You've got to go bring it to Staples and get it laminated yourself. So again, please, if you've got any questions as I'm going through, please post them, and I'll circle back around at the end about any of the do's and don'ts, or something regarding the sales process. So I just want to take a minute here. I still have 4 more, if I counted, 4 more to talk about. And I do want to extend an invitation to those of you who are here to join me at Conversations to Clients Live. You can go to conversationstoclientslive.com, and you can get the details about the event. It's my 2-day event where I share the sales process. And I'm teaching you 2 things. I'm teaching you the strategies, what you say, how you say it, why you say it, all that kind of stuff, but also the whole mindset thing that goes along with it. And that's really what separates what I do from anybody else, because I'm able to combine them in a way that makes it very effective, so you walk out feeling very transformed and able to get results right away. So the event, the experience, just to tell you a little bit about it, is that the transformation actually happens while you're there. I've been to a lot of events, maybe you have too, where you walk out with this big, huge binder full of, 3-ring binder, very thick, very heavy, full of notes, you've been, taking very, very seriously, and then you go home and you never even open it up. Well, sure, you're going to take some notes. Sure, I'm going to give you a binder. Don't worry about that. But the idea is that you're actually transforming while you are at the event. Okay, so that's how this works. That you're actually transforming while you're there. So I'm going to be teaching you the sales formula, and what that also includes is making you comfortable in the sales process. Because if you feel like sales is icky, if you feel like it's unauthentic, if you feel uncomfortable, you're never ever going to be able to do it, and you're going to feel resistant. And so what will happen as a result is you'll get caught up with bright, shiny objects. You'll spend your money here, you spend your money there, your time here, your energy there, doing all sorts of things, and never get the results you want. So I want to teach you how to do this. So therefore it shows in every aspect of your business. And seriously, it also shows up in your life too when you start to own who you are. So also I'm going to give you a script, and it's a script I use. Now I'm not doing it so you guys turn into mini me's, but it's really just to give you an outline. So something that's very fluid that flows with the conversation. The idea is for you to be very authentic, very present, and I'm going to teach you what you say, why you say it, and when to say it. So as you're able to really understand the process, you're able to take it and make it your own. And again, that allows for a very, very authentic conversation where you're really connecting with the other person, which allows for that person to feel more comfortable saying yes to you. We're going to be diving in deep into objections, because let's face it, the big objections, the money, right? Second objection is time. It's not the right time. I don't have the time. Third is, they have to ask somebody. And the fourth, I had one client actually, she had told me she had to go and swing her pendulum. And if it went one way, I forgot, it was either horizontal or vertical was a yes, and the other way was a no. And she did swing it, and she did get a yes. So she became my client, and which was wonderful because she got really great results. And in fact, she even she wrote a great best-selling book, and she even acknowledged me in the book, which was very cool. But understand, I want you to become comfortable with objections instead of scared. And when you learn that, and when you learn how I handle them so that it doesn't throw me off, then you become more authentic and genuine. And again, you enjoy the process so much easier. Also, you're going to become aligned with your magic price point, which means whatever you decide to sell your services for, or your products, your programs, that you feel very comfortable. So instead of all of a sudden having your voice change and going like, oh, it's $300 to work with me, or $3,000, that you feel very, very calm. It's $3,000 to work with me. It's no big deal. It's $30,000 to work with me. It's $3 million to work with me. Whatever it is, you just feel very, very comfortable saying it. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. What else? Teaching you how to charge what you're worth, because you heard my story. I was like the queen of giving it away in trades and discounts. I don't want you doing that unless you're doing it on purpose, but I don't want you doing it out of fear like I used to do it. So we're going to be doing some training around that to get you to shift. And also too, so you're going to really walk out with this huge transformation, feeling very, very confident that you can do this. And the way I teach this is not only teaching you the strategies, the business strategies, the marketing strategies, the sales strategies, doing a lot of powerful mindset work. We're going to do a lot of tapping. If you've ever experienced tapping, if you haven't, you're in for a huge treat. Laws of attraction I pull in, other mindset work I pull in, as well as neuroscience. And again, very powerful, pulling it all together. People just explode, and the results are phenomenal. So if you go to the page, conversationstoclientslive.com, you'll see how you can register. We are getting really full, so you want to do that right away. And what I created as a special bonus for all of you, I will actually put it in right now, is I created a special code for the live listeners, because I like to reward people who take fast actions. And just put this in here, is that I'm just putting it in right now, that there is a special code to use if you decide to join us. It's live, all capitals, 50. That'll save you 50% off your ticket when you register. So that's live 50. Here's the deal. This is only good for 2 days. I'm giving you a little bit of time in case you need to check or rearrange your schedule, but the code goes away in 2 days. So either you go, as the book says, either you go or you don't go, right? And I hope you choose to go. So use that coupon, use that code, take advantage of it. The live, all capitals, 50, save 50% on your registration. So I think that comes out to like $249, $250, something like that. I feed you both days. The food is amazing. So, and I attract the best community. That's what everybody says. So you definitely want to be there. You don't want to miss this. It's a really powerful experience. And I do have people attending from all over North America. So it's very, very cool. Okay, so again, that's Conversations to Clients Live. Michelle, if you're still there, if you can post that link. If not, I will post it later, conversationstoclientslive.com. Okay, so let us go back here. Well, actually, let me just go ahead and do this real quick, and then I'll go back. The event is in Boston, and the event is at this gorgeous location. right outside of Boston. It's in Wellesley, Massachusetts. And there is this beautiful lake right there. Oh, thank you, Michelle. There's this beautiful lake right there. And there's white swans in the water and black swans in the water, and just beautiful. People like to go out and walk after lunch because, you know, just to kind of stretch their legs. And it's just a gorgeous venue. Oh, thank you for the hearts, guys. If you've been there before, it's just a really, really beautiful place. And if you're traveling, we do have a room block, a small amount of rooms that's left. So I do hope, you know, you'll join us. If you've got questions, email us info@katebeaters.com. That's info@katebeaters.com. And if you want to get on the phone for a quick chat, ask me some questions to see if this is the right fit for you. You know, just say that in your email, you know, put your phone number, suggest times when you're free to talk, and I'll just give you a call because I want to make sure it's the right fit for you. Oh, Isabel, yes, Boston in June. Do you know how amazing that is? The tall ships are going to be in that week too. So it's very, very cool. You know, you come in early, go see the tall ships in Boston. That's what some of my clients who were in from like Canada and the South did last year. It was pretty amazing. Yep, the facility is gorgeous. Michelle, if you can put info@katebeaters.com in there, that would be great too. So again, use the code, you save a pile of money. So actually you're saving 75% off of the full price, which is $997. So like I said, it's either $249, $250, something like that. And the food's great. Heidi, the food was great, right? You can just say that too. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, so now number 22 is huge. Number 22 is don't coach during the conversation. So who has ever coached during the conversation, right? You gave all the answers and the person's like, thank you very much. Can I get some likes or hearts or something? Because I will guarantee you some of you have done that. Because I know I certainly did at the beginning. So what that means is person comes to you, let's say you're a health coach, and the person comes to you and thank you for the hearts, and you know they want to know like, what can I do to lose weight, or what can I do to be stronger, or what can I do for this, and you start giving them the information. Oh yeah, Heidi's like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course. I mean, like, who doesn't do it in the beginning, right? It's like a rite of passage. So what I'm telling you now is stop, don't do that anymore, because if you give them all the answers, what the heck do they need it for anymore, right? If you've given them all the answers, they just don't need it. So you want to be able to learn how to hear them, how to listen to them, how to guide them, but yet not coach them. Because if you coach them, it's like, because this has happened to me a zillion times in the beginning of my business. It's like, yep, thanks very much. They got what they need. They don't need to hire you. They don't need to buy your programs or products or services. You gave them the answers. Okay, so that's number 22, don't coach them. Number 23 is don't mumble when you share the investment. So I've heard so many people do this, and I still hear so many people do this, that they're uncomfortable around the money. And so when it comes to it, they go, oh, like it's you know, they kind of say it like that. And you're like, what? And that's because they don't own the money. I want you guys, whatever the heck you charge, whether you charge $5, you charge 5 million, doesn't matter to me. It's only money. But I want you to learn how to own the money and not mumble, not have your voice change, not talk too fast when you talk about the money, not kind of be embarrassed about it, right? I mean, people say to me, they're like, oh, you know, lawyers don't charge that much. Well, I can teach you lawyers how to charge more money. I mean, it's only money, and I teach about that. So you understand it, you own it, and you don't get so scared about money. It's just money, it's just paper, that's all it is, okay? So again, I'm gonna dive really deep into conversations to clients live about that. So number 24 is don't predetermine what you are selling. So this is known as don't mind read. Don't have ESP, because who's ever done that? Again, both hands, right? In the beginning, like, you know, like, oh, I talk to this person briefly, or maybe if you've got a questionnaire and they filled it out, oh, this person would be perfect for such and such. You don't know till you actually have that conversation. Because I will tell you, when I have done that, a lot of times I'm wrong. And thank you for the likes. and you're not being present when you do that, and you're really not being of service to that person. You really want to hear what is going on? Because sometimes I've thought beforehand, oh, gee, that this person probably like it. But then when I'm talking to them, I'm like, you know what? The way I can help them better is for them to do this. And that's really what it's about, is how can you be of best service? And so if you're not fully present, if you've already pre-decided that they're going to want something, you're not being present with them. All you're thinking about is, how can I sell them into this program, or how can I sell them into this product, or how can I sell them into this service? And that's why people get that image of a slimy salesperson. But if you're really present and authentic, then you can sit there and say, like, how can I best be of service? What is going to help this person the best way? Okay, so that is number 24, don't predetermine. So no ESP, okay? No mind reading. And number 25, this is huge, this is at the bottom here. Don't automatically make the offer, okay? Do not automatically make the offer. Who has ever made an offer to somebody and then raise your hands, hearts, likes, things like that, and then said, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Like, you want to just like shoot yourself, right? So let's talk about this for a minute. When you talk to somebody and you're having a sales conversation, if you are present, you want to think of this as like a first date. That's all it really is. And so if you were on a first date with somebody, would you ask them to marry you? Or if somebody on a first date asked you to marry them, would you feel comfortable? Would you believe it? Wouldn't you go like, what the heck is going on here, right? No, you got to have a cup of coffee, and then, maybe you go out to dinner, and then you go see a movie, and then you do this and do that. Now, my dad proposed to my mom, but that was after, fairly quickly, but that was after 6 weeks. Okay, he did not propose the first minute. So, and they were married for a long time. Very happily married. I mean, they used to walk around, hold hands at the, up until the very end. So, before he passed away. So you don't want to be automatically assuming you're going to make an offer to everybody. And the other thing too, is that by being present with somebody, it gives you that really good, trusting your intuition if you want to work with that person. Because there have been people I've talked to that, beforehand I'll be like, oh yeah, that, and then when I talk to them, like, no, we would not be a good fit. Either A, they're looking for something that I can't deliver, right? Maybe they want to know, for example, how to have their Facebook ads monetize at a higher rate. Well, I know a bit about Facebook ads, but I'm not an expert. I wouldn't be the right person if that was solely what they were looking for. So that's one thing. The other thing too is that maybe I might find that while we're talking that we're not a good fit. There are people I've talked to on sales conversations, and all they're doing is talking. They're not listening. They're not hearing a single word I'm saying. How in the heck can I help them? If they just want to hire me so they can talk, great, but that's not what I want. So that's why by being really present, it always allows you the opportunity to determine, do you want to make an offer to that person? Because you don't have to. And that's what I'm telling you, you don't have to. You can have a really nice conversation and tell that person, you know what? Here's a really great book to read, or go watch that movie. You're going to get lots of great insight. You could do something like that. You don't have to necessarily offer the person your program, product, or service. So let's see what questions you all have. Yep, exactly, Heidi. Exactly. That, it might not be a good partnership, and that's determining what it is. Or sometimes you've got to ask the questions to determine. So if anyone has any questions about any of these, or anything, if you were on last week and have questions about any of the do's, please go ahead and post them. I would love for all of you to share this too, if you think you've got friends or community that could value that they have sales conversations, please share this. And again, if you're joining us late, I hope you'll check out conversationstoclientslive.com. Take advantage of the special code I gave you, which is only good for 48 hours, and it kind of vanishes. And that's live with a capital LIVE 50, one word, live 50, and you'll actually save quite a substantial amount. So your ticket, instead of it being $9.97, it's actually going to be, I think it's either $249, $250, something like that. And you do get fed both days, become part of a great community, and all these things I've been talking about, I dive in really, really deep. The event is filling up, so I can't promise everybody's seats. I don't know how soon we'll be full, but if this topic resonates, if I resonate with you, if you've got questions, email my team, info@katebeaters.com. happy to answer them. If you would like to be on a call with me and ask your own questions to see if it's the right fit for you, just say that and put your name, your phone number, and when's a good time to reach you. I will give you a call and we'll have a quick chat and help you determine if it's a yes or no. So who has questions about anything regarding sales conversations or what I just taught? Let me just give it a minute before we go. This has been a lot of fun. I love teaching this because I just see the amazing results my clients get from this. And it's just so powerful when I see their incomes dramatically increase. So as a result of their incomes increasing, they can do so much more for their family. They travel so much more. They can hire more resources. They're happier. They're more confident. When I see them at networking events, it's like they own the room, that they just magnetize people because all this stuff isn't that clutter, scary stuff in their head anymore. And so they just show up as who they are, and that attracts people. And so, Heidi, I'm just reading yours. I'm glad you found it helpful. And please share this with your community. And I hope you can make it. I think, well, I know you now. I've spent a couple of days with you. I think you would absolutely love this. And the community is phenomenal. You know who I attract. I attract great people like you. So are there any questions about this, about the event, about anything that I can answer for you before I go? Remember to go ahead and download your free copy of this, and that's katebeaters.com/info25DD. Oh, Isabel, thank you. Yes, I do my best to be authentic. And it takes a while. In all honesty, it takes a while to learn how to be authentic and not be so scared. So thank you for that. And I hope you're able to come and we're able to meet in Boston. Becky, you are so welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Anything else I can answer for anybody before we go? I know my girl's going to want to go for a walk in a minute on this beautiful day. So let me just do a real quick little look. Any other questions from anybody? All right. Well, everybody, I want to thank you again for being part of this. And I hope I see all of you in Boston at Conversations to Clients Live. It's an amazing event, amazing experience, and I hope you all show up. Take advantage of the special pricing before it disappears in 2 days. And again, that code is LIVE, it's all capital, LIVE50 at conversationstoclientslive.com. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of the day.